This week we have X1, and Thank Me Later is a lot more excited than he was last week to have X1 here.
We're so excited to have X1 here. It's the best thing to ever happen to the show.
And
correction. Sorry.
And Mass Chef's not here this week.
I'm going to figure it out.
And Mass Chef is not here this week, but Dak comes back to the show. So, yes, we got a new guy on. Stay tuned for all the shenanigans.
The Xperts podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.
Welcome, fellow Uplanders, to episode number 235 of the Upland Property Experts podcast. I'm your host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, I'm joined by Thank Me Later. How we doing this evening?
What up? I am doing good.
Yeah. Why isn't
maybe he won't show his feet. Yes.
Why do you even encourage him this early in the show?
If we get 50 likes before the end of the show, I won't show my toes. If we get 100 likes, I'll show all of my toes.
Wait.
So you got to figure. It's like, below.
Got to hit the middle.
Below 50, you're getting some toe action. Above 100, you're getting all the toes. So you have to decide: do you like us a little bit to not see toes, or do you like us a lot and want to see all the toes? No in between. What up?
No in between. That's you got me stuttering. Jesus.
Get it together, man.
Get you and your toes. Yeah. No.
For the record, I did not initiate that. That was literally the agency. You can thank the agency for that.
Right. We are 3 weeks away from Genesis Week.
G Week.
Well, okay, we're 3 weeks away from the live events of Genesis Week.
Oh yeah.
At this time, 3 weeks from now, we'll be at the cocktail hours doing the meet and greet.
3 weeks from now. Oh my god.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
pumped. Got the shirts on order. I do have to talk to you about the UpX podcast bingo. I got a couple of square ideas for you to throw in there.
Wait, no, I already got all of them.
Thanks for
obviously we can edit it, but yeah, I got a little bingo here.
Nice. Yeah, I had a couple ideas I'd like to bounce off of you, see if you would consider those.
If you have ideas in the audience, put them in chat, and they might make them to the bingo board. So, because we need 25, and so it's just like and you know what? I know we got X1. Let's talk about it. Get your ideas in now, and we'll collect them, and then maybe if we have time at the end of the show, we'll do a segment, and we'll talk about what you would like to see on your bingo board.
And shout out to Rodrigo. He hooked us up with some pens. So not only do you get a bingo sheet from the UpX podcast with the potential to win a shirt, but you get a free UpX podcast pen.
Let's go.
To get people's signatures or game names on the bingo sheet.
I'm excited, but I wasn't going 2 days ago. So
wait, you're going? The agency's going? Hold on. Breaking news.
Where's the breaking news symbol?
That's loud. I don't want to play it. I don't want to blast everybody out. Yes, the agency's going. Super excited. That just adds to the list of amazing people that are already going to be there. So it's going to be a great time.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Dak, and I actually made time this year so I could sit down at a poker table with you instead of running around and ghosting you at the table like I did last year. Oh, horrible. All right, we'll get right to it though. We do have X1, the one and only. So how's your excitement level now? You got it?
Yes. I am an appropriate amount excited for this Upland team member to be joining the podcast.
I can feel it. I can Feel it. Yes. As the stepchild of the Upland team, that's exactly what I like. So
yeah.
No, thank you so much for
if the internet's to believe, stepchildren are all the rage nowadays.
this is true.
the Insta family.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was talking about too.
The Insta family. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a long time to have you on the show just to talk X1. Not like we'll talk some Upland, but just it's more about X1.
Oh, cool.
Wait,
yeah, no, it's
wait. We're probably, I don't want to hear anything about X1. I want to hear about Upland.
No, thank you for having me on. It's always fun. I actually listen to you guys not live because I'm unable to, but right after you guys go off air. In fact, sometimes, and I listen to you at 1.25 speed. So I'm laying in bed. Usually all the kids are in bed and I'm just catching up listening. And my wife is like, who's the dude with the toes? What is going on here? So we have an intimate relationship. You guys just don't realize how intimate it is.
So do you want a toenail necklace too?
No, I definitely don't. Not.
Wait, does your partner want one?
No, definitely not. Definitely. At least I hope not. I hope.
Yeah. You don't even know.
Tonight's pillow talk. Hey, baby, you want his toenail necklace?
Yeah.
I'll get you one.
I can get you a hookup.
Yeah.
I know the guy. All right, that went downhill really quick. But now it's been 3 years since you joined Upland as the community manager, and you got on the podcast really quick, and you're like, who are these two knuckleheads? So I do appreciate that you still listen to us each and every week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a fun time. And my favorite episodes that you guys have are when my all-time favorite episode was the Bermuda discussion, whether or not it's happening, and the debate. I remember where I was when I listened to that too. I was actually at the gym listening to that, and that one I listened to live while at the gym, and I was just it was fun to watch the transformation of Thank Me Later from I hate it, it's a joke, to wait a minute, this is real. The two stupid say no, it's not real, and it was good. It was good.
Yeah, no, you're right, because like that, I really liked how that ended up evolving, because we had talked about it beforehand, and Too Stupid had convinced me that it was fake. And so I was like, okay, well, it's obviously fake. We know that, but why don't we go in to the show and I'll pretend like it's still real. Like I'll have the same real reaction that I did earlier in the day, and then we'll play it for the show, right? We'll do a little bit of that. But then as I started faking it, I was like, well, wait. And then the audience was like making connections. I was like, oh, guys, this might actually.
So at what point did you know it was real?
Know it was real?
Yeah.
When I could send my guy there. When the airport opened on although, you know what? And like I blew up everybody. Like I sent everybody a message. Like I was just like blowing I'm like, somebody needs to respond to me. This is because like my brain started unraveling. I'm like, wait, like people, like city announcements are not something you would really joke about. Like that's like a core thing, and all the speculation. And again, somebody was like, April Fool's is not an internationally known thing. And that's what I was like, wait, they definitely wouldn't do something on a scale like this that really would not translate international. And then when nobody responded to me until Monday with like laughter, like I was like, oh.
Well, when you said you messaged everyone, and immediately I just messaged everyone, I'm like, bing, I get a Discord message. I replied, don't answer, thank me later, to Dirk or to the whole team. Make sure if he DMs you, do not respond.
I mean, I messaged Dirk, and Dirk sent me, I can't remember what he sent it again. No one replied to me until after on Monday. And I think I even had to reply. I was like, well played, or something like that, after like it was all announced. That was definitely my favorite episode, just experiencing it. And it was so well done. Absolute kudos to the team on that.
But you did freak out because I texted you. I'm like, you on a plane? And then you couldn't find the plane.
That's true. Because I did get a little sad, because I sent myself, and I have a San Francisco domestic terminal. So I just sent myself there, and then the time hit, and I was like, oh, it's not even I was like, dang, I guess I got played. And then he messaged me like, oh, are you on a plane? I'm like, yeah, I'm on a plane. I'm like, no. And I started scrambling. I'm like, what did I miss it? And I was like, oh, it's international. So I hopped over in international and saw it. And I didn't end up getting any mint. I didn't end up minting anything there.
Did you pick up a property afterwards or no, not yet?
I haven't yet because it's I'm waiting for the expansion. When's the expansion?
I have
I need more Bermuda. You're lying.
I have no, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know that one, but
all right. Well, I'm waiting for that, but it was fantastic.
I mean, I still thought, okay, I'm getting on the plane. I thought you fly over. Well, I thought, okay, I'm going to fly over the Bermuda Triangle and they're going to take me to a like other city release. And it's going to be like Atlantis or something really fantasy, or, they'll just take us to some other city that they didn't announce. So, and then I landed, I'm like, okay. And I still thought that you'd just hang out in Bermuda. They were going to give you a badge. And then I'm like, hey, we can actually mint properties.
Did you pick up a property, Too Stupid?
I did.
So you got a property and you thought it was fake. And then
right.
Karma. This is how it works.
So that was your favorite episode. What's been your favorite moment in Upland?
Yeah, it was just one of his favorite ones.
No, that's number one. My number two is actually, thank me later, when you broke down your slideshow with some feedback on some of the filters and stuff and went into detail. That one also super. In fact, that one, sent off to everyone. Hey, take a look at this. This is fantastic. Because typically, I think players assume that we get great feedback all the time. And anyone that
get trash feedback.
Yeah, and anyone that deals, I mean, when you're dealing with people at scale, what you get is rants, and it's very hard to weed through feedback. What's real feedback and what's rants. And so when you put together a presentation and a slideshow, that's so valuable. Especially being able to see from a player's perspective, especially being able to see from a large player's perspective with all of, I think it was your block explorers that you were going through, and there's just so many, and you just can't, so it's just really, that was really good, and was able to pass that along. And I can happily say, there was some movement on that, and there's decisions being made directly from that feedback. So that was number two. I think that one was just so well done. So thank you for that, by the way, and well done there.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. I think, especially if we see, direct things come out of that. I mean, that at least for me would be very encouraging, and is very encouraging to say, hey, look, there is better ways to give this feedback in more constructive ways, and here's what good feedback kind of looks like, and here's how to structure it to get action. And I know, like, throughout the history of the community, like, there's been a lot. Community advocate groups, and oh my gosh, some weird, like, I
remember sitting in on a town hall. No one knew I was there, but I was listening on an attempt for a community group, and it quickly became infighting. I remember that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen any of that happen all of the time.
That's just an illustration. It's very hard to get 10 people on the same page, much less 40,000 players on the same page. So
yeah. So anyway, I think, well, we'll see what comes of it. Because if action gets done, and again, if we're able to say, hey, look, we got good feedback, and here's what we did. This is community feedback that directly led to these quality of life improvements. I think that would be a huge, like, a wake up call to the community of like, hey, Upland does listen, and we do have a way to do it. We just have to be constructive about it. And I think we can work to kind of achieve that. Yes.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, there's lots of things that have come or are being worked on from just our NOLT feedback board. So it just takes time to development takes time. Developing games is not easy. It's hard. It's a lot of work. So
yes, can confirm.
Morchie's asked what my favorite cereal is. Can I answer that? Because I love cereal. Yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Zero questions. Like
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I will fight you for that one.
Oh,
name one that's better.
That's a solid one.
No, there is. So wait, who was it out? Now this will be because you don't know this. And I don't know if Cheese knows this. We actually did a cross release of like Upland team members mixed with cereal
Oh,
Yeah.
as an NFT.
mm.
Probably 2 years, because it was, who was the community manager before him that had he swam faster than Michael Phelps? We put him in his box.
There, believe it or not, there was 2 community managers or head of community, not community managers, but head of communities before me.
Oh yeah, no, Laz.
Not Laz. It was
and there was a girl as well. I don't know her. Very short. Was here very shortly.
Oh no, there
was another one too.
Oh,
yeah.
What was his name? John. It was John something.
Yeah. No, so Laz.
No. John Connor was he was involved with the community. He was not technically the head of community.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Anyway, was it him? I don't remember. Who's on the Wheaties? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was John Connor who swam faster than Michael Phelps.
Yeah, John Connor was like live ops. He did a lot of what like General Mort used to do. So
okay, gotcha.
In fact, General Mort replaced John Connor when he left. So
gotcha. And who's replacing General Mort?
That position was kind of hybrid, divided up amongst remaining. Yeah, remaining
phased out. Is that
not phased out? I would say on hold.
Indefinitely. Indefinitely. No. All right. Well, so if we ever reboot that, no.
Yeah. What cereal? Might not been put on this. Can I be? I'm cinnamon. Can I be cinnamon toast? Does that match? Does that match? Can I?
Yeah. Cinnamon.
Oh, Frosted Flakes are good, but still, I think cinnamon toast. You gotta. I think next level. Frosted Flakes are solid.
Cinnamon Toast X in the house. That's a flavored party favor. So,
however, my favorite dessert of all time is ice cream.
This ice cream? Wait,
dude,
what flavor?
I love flavor. I'm pretty unpicky. Mint chocolate chip or chocolate chip. I'm pretty golden with.
Yeah.
But I have won many ice cream eating contests. 3 quarts is what it took.
Woo!
One sitting. That's right.
That's impressive.
That's right. Yes.
That's a lot of ice cream.
I also won a rib eating contest one time at Tony Romo's. Remember Tony Romo's? Not Romo. Tony Roma's. That's what it is.
Yeah, Tony Roma's. Yeah,
the quarterback. Yeah, Tony Roma's. It was me and like 3 Polynesians, and I by 1 rib at the end, 23.
Oh my god.
I won a Hooters wing eating contest. I ate 86 of them in a sitting.
Oh wow, that's good. That's good. Pizza eating contest. Have you guys ever done a pizza eating contest?
What?
The best way to do it is not because every slice is not the same, right? So when I used to do them, college days, I love food. Okay, I love food. In case you can't tell, but pizza eating contest. So what you do is you don't count the amount of pizzas because every slice is different. You can game the system that way. You eat it until the crust, and then you line up the crust. So whoever has the longest line of crust, because the crust determines the size of the pizza.
Dang.
Nice.
Oh.
And I did eat 192 oysters in a sitting too. I might have issues.
Oh man, I bet you that one destroyed you.
And then at Red Lobster's all you can eat shrimp, I did put down 133 shrimp scampi in a sitting.
So that's why they're filing for bankruptcy this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Too stupid.
So,
Yeah. Now I know my feedback isn't as great as Thank Me Laters and well put together, and it's always been on the back of my
one time in 4 years. Let's be very clear. Most of my rants are incoherent nonsense, like the rest of the community. One time I got my act together and I was like, you know what? I'm going to use my many years of consulting framework to do a PowerPoint. You know what it was? Is my work wanted me to do a PowerPoint for work. And I procrastinated by not doing that PowerPoint by doing
that. That's funny.
That's the only reason it got done.
And then I was about to present it. Then Thank Me Later came out and did his wonderful presentation, which was solid. I was like, NFLPA legits. If Upland continues that, you really need to do stuff like this. Is have like receiver gloves, cleats, pants like that, cleat. So. You could do all that. Then they have lineman gloves, but it makes more sense than caps. Nobody in football wears caps, but That's my short rant.
Yeah, that's super cool. That would be cool.
So you could have receiver gloves, lineman gloves. Yeah, just different things. So that's my improvement opportunity for Upland.
Very cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. All right. So what's been your favorite moment over the past year in Upland? Because you get to see a lot of fun stuff. Okay. What's your favorite behind the scenes things that you're allowed to share that was your favorite moment of Upland?
I'll share something with you. I am the reigning champion of the Upland Halloween costume contest. I'm undefeated. I have not lost a Halloween contest.
You would have lost against me, for the record.
There are pictures that may or may not exist of my Halloween costumes. You would be surprised. Thank me later.
I don't know. Did you see me?
I saw it. So my Halloween contest that I wore to that event was a professional one, not the one that won me the contest. So
what won you the contest?
Those files are sealed, but I'm undefeated as Halloween champion costume contest.
All right. Well, Upland team.
There is a Telegram group where some of this stuff is shared for.
I'm just saying, first Upland team member to send me an image.
And me.
Name your price. You slide to my DMs. You know how to contact me with images of X1's Halloween exploits. Let's see it.
So the agency wants to know what's your most hated food.
I really don't have a hated food. Let's see. Hated food.
There's not something you won't eat.
Oh yeah, menudo. I hate menudo. Don't get out of here with menudo. Does anyone know what menudo is?
That seems
that's that boy band from the 80s, right?
Yeah, no. So menudo is like a Mexican soup. That's like intestine soup, and I hate the smell of it.
When we ask hated food, it's like hated food that normal people like, not hated food that most people would hate because it's intestine soup.
It's a popular soup. I'm sure someone in the chat has had menudo.
It's a good soup right there.
Yeah, a lot of people like menudo. I am not.
I don't like onions. I don't like olives. I don't like peppers. I don't like mushrooms. If you're
no, see, I like all those things. That's the only one, and it just doesn't do it for me.
Wait, so will you eat intestines in other forms, just not that?
Yeah, every culture, like my mom is from Scotland and they have haggis. That's
I was gonna say, you're a haggis boy? All right.
So haggis is fine, but granted it's fried.
Wow. This is the internet for you. This sums up the internet right now. I don't like you anymore because Heisenberg likes menudo. So now he doesn't like you because you don't like a very specific food that is arguably sounds gross as hell, honestly.
No, I mean, eating it is not bad. I just don't like it. Has a very distinct smell that I just don't like it.
So have you ever had Vegemite?
I have had Vegemite. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's not like I don't know what's wrong with my tongue, but it didn't have the reaction that I think people expected. Like, ugh, like it was just like, yeah, that's not the best, but it's not bad.
Not the worst.
Yeah.
Nice. So what was the best event that you saw over the last year in Upland?
Oh, that's a really good question. The best event. I mean, I like I don't think it's one event. I like how city releases have evolved. If you think about it, before Christmas, city release was pretty standard. There was nothing extra. There was no, for instance, unique structure tied to city openings. There was no city pass tied to city openings. It was kind of stagnant. We've been experimenting with city openings. I think Bermuda is an example of one of those kinds of city openings. And so I'm excited. By the way, anyone has suggestions or ideas on how to continue to evolve city openings, something that we're always looking to do. We tried like a scavenger hunt type of event with the Washington, D.C. thing. It didn't work out quite as we had hoped or thought maybe it would. So Maybe we'll evolve that to continue forward. Not sure, but I think city openings are the most interesting and can continue to evolve over time. And I think that's been my favorite thing. Really, since December, if you notice, every city opening has been a little bit different since then.
Would you ever consider like a purchase delay? So much like when you purchase, say, something from the store, there's a queue, and then even after, then you have to wait 15 minutes. So has there been any conversation of doing like, hey, you can only, when in the first hour of a city release, you can only emit one property a minute or something?
Yeah. So,
Cool
yeah.
down.
Yeah. In fact, that's some of the suggestions that we've gotten back. We did a Reddit thread, gosh, I think in like November, October, and that came up a few times, that kind of idea that we have tossed it around and explored it. Whether or not we try it out in the future, I don't know, but yeah, we are open to all ideas, including something like that. So
Okay. Yeah, I would be curious what that would end up doing for the city launch. I mean, I think you'd get a much more diverse population able to buy. But I know any game is the number one rule of pretty much running any game is don't piss off the whales. Like that's rule number one. Like you don't want to make the free to play players upset either, but you don't want to do something that's going to really disrupt the whales. And so if there's a disproportionate amount of revenue being generated by players who are buying 100 properties at the release versus people that buy one or two, like it makes sense to not implement a cooldown. That's why I was kind of curious. Like those kind of metrics are things like only really the Upland team would have insight to.
yeah.
Think.
Yeah, I forgot about who said it. UCC Deck said it. I forgot about the Tahoe spelling of the Tahoe. Oh, that's right. We also introduced like the new badges you can get every single city release, I think, which adds a lot to it. I'm all about prestige. I love prestige items. So the other thing, I'm a big fan of the season pass, and I think you're going to see it evolve over time. And if you look at it, like, in fact, I was browsing. Have you guys ever browsed Discord's store before? Browse Discord's store. Like the value of the season pass in Upland is times 1,000 what most other games are doing, and you're going to see.
Okay, I'll bite. That's bold.
Sure, pull up.
As someone who has bought every season pass of every game I've ever played.
Sure.
And then some. I've bought.
Okay. Let me rephrase. If you're doing a season pass that is a traditional season pass where you get experience and levels and you're leveling up, that's different than a cosmetic season pass, which is Upland, which is much more closer to, for instance, why I use the Discord store as an example. You're in the Discord store, you get one item. For the cheapest one is $5.99, which is right around the price of our season pass that lasts all season long for multiple items. And then they go up to $29. They are really cool, but
that really would be more
and those are cosmetics. Those are purely cosmetics.
Yeah, but that's more, your season pass would be more the equivalent of Discord boost, right? Server boost.
No, go to the Nitro, shop. They have
Nitro.
Yeah, but Nitro gives you like 2 items, and then you have to buy everything else cosmetic in there.
Oh, you mean like Upland gives you 2 cosmetics and then everything else you have to buy, like if you want a car or a block explorer? You mean like
no, I mean how many items dropped in this season pass? I think, let's see, 3.
Yeah, but
like 15.
So what? Okay, so
are you here? You go. Thank me later. So you can go into the Discord store and you have.
No, I completely understand. Like cosmetic, like avatar cosmetics, background cosmetics. Steam does a very similar thing.
Yeah,
see, you can put a cat on your on your turtle.
I love the cat. Cats are huge.
Yeah. So you're equating it to more. I guess. I mean, my issue, here's my number one thing with the season pass is I just don't like that it doesn't give me any benefit for the season. Like in the sense of I have 15 activities I need to do. Why isn't one of the 15 and again, I really only do the 5. And I firmly believe if you do 5, if your interest is 14.7, you are a casual Upland player. If it is below that, you're a passive player at best. And if you're at 17, then you are a legit, I would consider you a more hardcore player.
I mean 15.2.
15.2, whatever. If you did all of it, then to me, like that is a true Upland player. Like you've dedicated the time.
Yeah, you're hardcore.
You're hardcore. But I'm really shocked like that being a season pass holder, every season that I'm a part of is usually like an acceleration towards, and again, it's usually like there's usually like a free line of like, here's the stuff you're going to get every week. But then if you're like the premium, then you get bonus stuff each time. Sure. So like what I'm kind of surprised is like you're not pairing it up with a free to play like equivalent of like, hey, here's your weekly check-ins. So during the season, your Spark check-ins or whatever, again, that you're not having some sort of daily, weekly missions that accumulate to unlock things. And then if you're a season pass, it either accelerates it or pairs it with something.
Sure.
It seems odd to just be like, hey, you subscribe, you do it, and it's also not retroactive, which is the other unique thing to kind of the Upland version, is if you come in week 3 of the season and buy it, you're only getting there forward. Every other season pass in the world, I can go the last. Maybe not everyone. I'll caveat that.
A lot of season passes don't do that, and I actually
no.
So for instance, like the Overwatch original season passes, you miss it, you're out. In fact, there are some backgrounds very few people have.
Time out.
Yeah.
Within the season, like once the season's over, 100% closed out. But if I came in the last day of a season and bought the season pass, almost every game, again, like most of them are experience-based or whatever. Sure. So what I'm saying is if I came the last day of Blossom season and bought it, I would essentially get nothing. I might get the badge. I don't even know.
The last day you get the last week's drops for sure.
Yeah, the last week's drops. Where again, within a season, no matter when you activate that season pass, there's usually a way to accelerate to get all of the things or to like work really hard.
Yeah.
Try and unlock it. After the season, 100%, you should never be able to get them again. Like sure. If Upland does any way to buy them later, Hearthstone's terrible about this. Of like,
well, the most powerful card in your deck is your debit card in Hearthstone. That's
as someone who has almost 2,000 unopened packs in Hearthstone, I believe that.
Yeah, it's the most powerful card. No, I think what we're doing with, I mean, it's a little bit different when you're dealing with NFTs and the blockchain as well. It's also a little bit different when we're in process of developing and fine tuning mission systems in the game. We really wanted to be clear, so there was no question up front. This is cosmetics only. Now, there is a collection aspect in that you can collect the pass itself as an NFT. So if you want to keep the pass and collect the pass, you can do that for sure. And maybe eventually, you can burn those or something. That function does exist with NFTs. I don't know, but we wanted to be very clear. These are cosmetics tied to your account. And then I do think there is something for players, first come, first serve. If you got it up front, you should receive more benefits than someone that jumps in the last week and decides to get it. And I think it also makes different items more rare, especially as we go through time and we start to organize that edit screen and you'll be able to see these original seasons. Imagine 3 years from now, you're going to be able to say like, oh, look at that. That's like a season 1 overlay. The thing later's whoa, that's an OG right there. And that was really the intention. I mean, I think under this model, the season pass really hits its sweet spot 4 seasons in or so, and you'll really start to see delineation between, wow, those are OG guys. They were around for season 1 versus this season. So
it's I am very excited as a gamer. Season pass is like the new standard, like, because it's usually like a pretty affordable entry level into something fun. The fact that you're embracing the cosmetics, non-NFTs, like these are all really, really good things from a gamification, and again, embedding that kind of importance around the account. I heard some talks of like some upcoming social elements, again, almost giving like social power to players inside the game, which is really kind of cool to be able to like follow players and do some other social elements inside the platform. I think is going to really help accentuate again, like how important those badges are to delineate yourself from somebody who's just on the scene versus, no, we've been here for a while. Like, we know what we're talking about.
I wanted to go back to this. So, what about completing somebody that completes all the passes for the year? Anything special up in line?
I love it. I mean, I love the idea of if you collected all the season passes, you know, if at the very least, that's like a trophy. You know, you can display all those on your wall, you know, like, but yeah, no, absolutely. All those things, there's nothing to announce or anything like that, but all those things have been discussed. And I really think the season pass where it's at now is set up to evolve over time. And we've seen it grow each season. Well, I mean, 2 seasons in, it's grown each season, the amount of players, you know, picking it up, the amount of burns that are happening from week to week.
Can you share any of those numbers? Is any of that public information or is it shareable information?
None of that is. We may in like a roadmap or something. Occasionally we share those, or we drop those like hype stats occasionally on Twitter.
Hey, data monkeys, who can go scrape the chain? Tell us how many of these season badges have been burned.
It's called My Info or myupland.info. They have all the badges out there, and they do have the season badges.
Yeah, and I'm really
that's another way. I didn't even think of doing it that way. I was thinking we could do the blockchain and see how many of those NFTs have been burned.
I'm really excited to see. So this did bring new features too. Like you get property background cards, which I think is probably one of the most important identification factors there, right? And then we saw animated property background cards. That's a new feature. We saw Block Explorer backgrounds weren't necessarily new. You could always change the colors, but getting drawings of some, getting animated ones back there, getting animated overlays as well is something that's
the overlays. I really like the overlays. I think the overlays are cool. I'm sad that the background, I like the background. My turtle is huge, which I'm not mad about. It's one of the biggest block explorers in the game. It's because back before, like, they didn't keep him within the circle. So like, that's like one of my other claims to fame is my dude is massive. Like you can't see any of it. But like, I'm a little sad that it doesn't like extend to like this screen. Cause like that would be cool. Like
I agree. Like you're a custom profile background card, even. But you can see there's so many places to bring the season pass and bring items for the season pass. And you're going to see those evolve over time. And it's one of my favorite features. It's one of the things I'm most excited for. And it's something that I personally love.
I don't know if this is a quick fix, but as you're on your profile, you know, maybe a drop down to expand and contract. So you can
definitely. I mean, I think long term, ideally, you'd love to see like you'd have a year. So here's 2024. You could expand that, imagine, and I'm just talking. I'm not a developer. I'm like, imagine 2024. You drop down. Here's all your seasons. You can go into each season, stuff like that. So.
Well, Quantum was more saying that you got to scroll through all your BEs. So somebody like Thank Me Later has got a bunch. He's got to scroll all the way down to get to, some of the season stuff. So if you were able to collapse those.
Because like when I go through, I got to go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that whole screen definitely.
And it's still going.
There we go.
Hey, what's been your favorite cosmetic so far? Anyone that has really stood out to you?
Honestly, I like the you guys keep taking it away for these damn wings. Are the wings for everybody or just the people that are going to Genesis Week?
Just Genesis.
It is just the Genesis Week.
Yep.
They were there for everybody, but then they just left the Genesis Week attendees there.
Okay.
Ooh, you see, people love badges. They want badges for treasure hunting, competitive and standard.
Yeah, would be cool.
No, because then I gotta have to start competing in. Honestly, I think I like the Hearts overlay is probably my favorite.
Shamrocks, no.
No, the Hearts overlay. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm with Quantum. I'm a huge fan of the property backgrounds, the animated ones. I think I will say too, my favorite to date. So I'm a huge fan of the it was like retro futuristic theme for this season, but our best looking items that I've seen yet are Genesis season. And I'm not like I'm not hyping it up. I am very excited. It legitimately is the best from the past. Wait till you guys see the past, to the backgrounds, to the animate, to the property cards. I'm blown away by the creative team and just how cool Genesis is. I mean, it's the Genesis season. It should be one of the coolest.
Look at this. Giant turtle plushie.
It's nice. That looks comfortable.
The agency wants to keep the wings. He'd use that, he says.
You can keep the wings.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're a permanent overlay if you're attending Genesis week. So if you've purchased your Genesis ticket, it will be dropped eventually to you. So I don't know how often, maybe once a week. I think we go back through Genesis ticket holders. Are you guys excited for Genesis week?
Oh
we're sorry. So there's Genesis week. That's the whole week. Genesis
right.
Live. We got to delineate these things because even on the team, we get confused. Like, wait, are we talking about Genesis week in person? Are we talking about Genesis week the week? What are we talking about? No, Genesis Live is in person. The Thursday, Friday. Genesis week is the whole week. So,
well,
are you excited for Genesis Live?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
and I don't remember. You want to know what I'm most excited for? I don't know if it's on the agenda, but this year we've got a game show happening.
What?
Very exciting. Hosted by the one and only Left House. Live in person, contestants will be able to win Upix at this game show. So I'm super stoked for that. And that's, I think, the theme of this year. You've seen the Genesis Live evolve every year, and this is probably one of our most interactive years. That I think it will be the most interactive year. So I'm very excited for it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and I do like how you got the team separated the booths, because the vendors were up and running the whole time. They missed a lot of the panel stuff. So I do like how it's how you guys learned from last year and work that into this year. So excited to see that too.
Yeah, I mean, booths still run most of the day just because that's, I think, the nature of booths. But I think our timing is spaced out pretty well. And I did go visit the go-kart. The go-karts are cool, guys. I am super stoked for the go-karts.
Can't wait for the go-karts.
Yeah.
So how many attendees are y'all expecting this year? What are the numbers looking like?
We limit I don't know what our limit is. I don't know what the final number is. I know we get 1 or 2 tickets a day. Recently. I mean, I would say this last week that's probably been our average, but I don't know what our top end number is.
Gotcha.
I do know it's more than last year. I know that for sure. So
okay.
Nice.
And what do you know, like, how much does the Sahara scale? Like, at a certain point, like, do you still have like a significant amount of room that like you
we over plan, and then those are modular rooms, so you could always open up, I think, one more over.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so room to expand.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of room. I think we put less tables in last year because of the boost, but I think we're maxed on tables this year. So we're having dinner again, which I think was that dinner was really good. I think that's going to be popular. Chief executives got their invite. I'm very excited for chief executives. Did you see that email? Thank me later. You're a chief executive, correct?
I am indeed. Yes,
bro. Got like you are cordially invited fancy email.
I can't remember if I already replied to it or not. Now.
I don't know if you did either, but your email is in there. But you guys are doing brunch at the Four Seasons. So
I feel like we did, because did we talk about, we were like, yeah, it's not gonna be dinner again because of last year. Brunch.
Now, are you going to be running around as hectic and crazy this year as you were last year there, X1?
Yeah, Jen. I mean, even right now, these are. I mean, preparing it to put on Genesis is insane. It's a lot of work for sure. And those 2 days are just nonstop. Go. So
can you give us some behind the scenes stuff? What goes on to pull off these type of events that you guys do?
Yeah, so we we start talking about it probably in December, November-ish. It really starts to kick off in January as we prepare to announce stuff, trying to figure out, well, do we want to do the same place? How's it going to work out? And then February, once we announce, it basically doubles all our work. So we have our normal events that we're doing every day, and then we're working on Genesis things off the side, whether that's lining up vendors, figuring out hackathon stuff, what do we want to do this year, what the announcements are that coming. One of the biggest things, Genesis, I'm a huge fan. I've attended multiple E3s. It was my coming of age, I guess, experiences as E3, and that's what I love. I love the mic drop moments at the end. I love the announcements, the new information on stage that happens when Idon or Dirk are up there presenting stuff. And so figuring that out and going bigger every year. And I think this year is that for sure. So
oh really? You think it's gonna be
I mean Planes, how huge is Planes just alone? Sparklet is coming. We know that's a big thing. You get Spark, awarded to you, a chance for 1 to 5 for everybody that attends.
What else?
Yeah, I'll take 5 Spark. I'll take 5 Spark right now. I can put it in Spooky Dookies.
Yeah, feel free to bribe us with some Spark, and then of course we can.
Now that's awesome. Like you can win up to 5 Sparks. So
that's wild.
That's significant. That's a significant amount of money.
Yeah. Oh, well, wait. I'm curious. Are we grilling them on the social media Sparkler thing, or no? We're just letting that go.
We'll let that go.
Okay.
They can't control somebody buying stuff, and it got out there.
I'm just curious. I would love to.
Okay.
What Upland? So
yeah,
the Sparklet
airdrop. Yeah, the airdrop
happened. Mm-hmm. Everybody seemed to get a fair, reasonable amount, all things considered. From what our data sleuths found, one specific outlier that got like 40 something Spark, according to the data that they got, specifically from like an account which looks like it may or may not have been a fake, not fake, but like a bot account that's then attached. Suspect for sure. It's on a brand new account that all of a sudden got 17 grand worth of Spark for 20 minutes worth of work.
Sure.
A lot of eyebrows raised. I think there's definitely some different perspectives on it. Curious from an Upland perspective, what are your thoughts?
Sure. So you can run through. I think Thank Me Later said this last week. Anyone can do this. Take any account on Twitter and run it through and see. There's these services that will tell you what percentage is real. Granted, like you said, really good accounts can do that. However, we have vetted this account. We've looked into it by all of our accounts. It seems real. This player seems to be in Brazil. They are in the game. They were in the Upland Brazil account, or not account, Discord server, talking to players, staking Spark, building up a neighborhood. So they were not in Upland. The airdrop brought them into Upland, and now they're building. You have to stake your Spark. I think that's one of the best things about how Spark is going to work.
Very smart play.
Yeah. And it looks like it is working as intended. This is a larger account, of course. From my understanding, this person, has done other of these types of events. Like I know they were one of the top ones, I think, with, I want to say Pixels, as well, but I don't know if they're in playing Pixels, but they're definitely in playing Upland. And they've even been in the Upland Brazil server. They've been talking to some of the, UCM broadcasters over there as well, about it. And I believe they actually, I believe you're going to see more from them actually here soon. So,
well,
that's
yeah,
good to hear.
Because if you think about it, based on that, if all things stay the same, which I don't know why they necessarily wouldn't, because if they nerf it, although there was a suggestion of capping it, which
so there's going to be adjustments every season, every chapter as we see,
sure.
where some stuff are. So one of the emphasis this next chapter, and there'll be a few, but one of the ones that I know is being adjusted is engagement. Will be weighed much more heavily this time. So
Okay.
Okay.
Which, and I mean, again, if they're a real player, I mean, it's hard for people who work really hard and diligent and say treasure hunt or do something else or spend their hard-earned money to like build, and then all of a sudden see somebody come in who might be semi-famous. Like here's like, and it sucks for like hardcore player. Like this person's going to probably get, they got 40 this time. There's no reason to think that they aren't going to get 20, 30, 40 next time, right? Like every chapter, they're going to be growing exponentially more. It's creating essentially new big A. But I struggle because the one side of me who was a big fish for a long time, I still consider myself like a fairly big fish in Upland, of like there's going to be some real big fish, but that's good. Like I would love to see 5 multi-million-dollar or multi-million follower accounts come in and all get that kind of spark and all be that engaged with different communities, because that's going to drive more other people like that, more eyes, more value. I think it's a good thing. I'm trying to see it as a good thing and not get like, oh man, a bigger pie is good for all of us, and not like, man, I feel like my pie, because I only have 20 something spark.
Yeah, not only is a bigger pie good for all of us, I think once Spark is on an exchange, Sparklet is on an exchange. I mean, I think the more people you have talking about it, the more big accounts like that, it only benefits everyone currently in Upland. That's my personal opinion. So
yeah, and I believe that. And again, I think it's going to be all of your assets. So keep in mind, like Sparklet will then just be like a currency it is just a currency in Upland. But that means all of the other assets, as if Sparklet does well and drives more whales to the game, again, they have to stake, which I love that. I love that so much.
Yes, that's the greatest part of it. That
like that's, and in fact, I got to talk to my boy over at the Spark Exchange. We got to figure out a way to make sure to like market towards those people. Like, hey, you need your, rent your Spark for 30 days. We'll keep it active for you for 30 days so you can sell it.
Oh, Musita said they are going to have him on his next live show.
There it is, Musita live.
Yeah, I know he has been very active over in the Brazilian server since after the chapter airdrop, which I mean is proof positive. I think it's working as intended right now. So.
And that's good to hear, because there was a lot of suspect to it. And, Chicago Spartan just said he ran the numbers. It's only 5% fake bots. So he's active in the community, and that's exactly the intention for it. And I know the people that, some of the countries are like, well, I did all this and we did follow for follows, and it wasn't designed to be an echo chamber.
Crap. That's not like, that is not the kind of anything.
No, it's not. And what Upland was trying to do was raise awareness, get people excited about Sparklet, bring new people to the Upland metaverse and bring them into the communities. So I think that was, at first I was like kind of suspect of it, but I take it as a win, as more and more information's coming out about this player and we're seeing the stuff. So I think it's a great win for Upland.
Yeah, I mean, follow for follows is pretty standard on Twitter. But if anybody's out there and is like, how do I grow my Twitter account? It is being the reply guy. I have grown my Twitter account by over 1,000 in like the last month, let's say. I maybe a little bit longer than that by being the reply guy. I reply on everything, mostly gaming stuff. And I say, hey, this is dumb. Oh, I love this. Or here's why, and you get people who, oh, hey, I like what he had to say. Or you get other people, oh, he doesn't like Menudo. I hate him. I'm unfollowing him. But the reply, so reply for next chapter, reply. Again, engagement's going to be a big part of it as well. Your reach is going to be a big part of it. So those replies will play into that, but that's the best way to grow outside. Reply. So, and one of the things that I love that the UCM broadcasters are doing, and one thing that we noticed is Twitter really seems to be stepping up the live stream, and instead of being insular, let's talk about being insular versus being outward facing. I mean, you guys over there right now are crushing it with numbers on Twitter. And that's all new people. That's all outside people that potentially can discover the your podcast, discover Upland, and go from there. So we're really excited what's with how Twitter has worked out with Sparklet and 2024 overall.
Yeah.
Also, before I forget, hey, if you want to bring him on with a translator, I don't know if he speaks English, whoever it is, if they're doing the tour, the UpX podcast would love to have them. Love to hear what they say.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. I'm so used to giving you. I'm so used to giving you the beeps that I wanted to applaud you for actually seeking out an interview for the show after 4 years. So
I'm trying.
But I'm just so used to going to the beat button for you, Now, do you have time to talk racing with Dak because he's been patiently sitting backstage?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I have about 10 minutes. So
okay. All right, let's bring Dak on, talk some URL and the end of the Blossom season racing. What's up, Dak? You're on mute. You're on mute still.
I hate it when that happens.
Hey, if you come to the show,
kind of issues with Mass Chef.
No, you got to come to the show more frequently.
And so I was saying, I'm glad you didn't call me Mass Chef, and there you go.
No, that was just spent the entire time with Mass Chef. Yeah.
Hey, no, I don't blame you. Mass Chef is awesome, but he's getting ready for a big show tomorrow, and I won't be on. So yeah, it's going to be fun. This is for URL. Are we going to talk URS first?
Yeah, we can do that. I'll remove that for a second.
URS?
Yeah, Upland Racing Series.
Oh, yeah.
For the season, Blossom season.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's part
you got some dirt. You got some tea to talk.
Oh, yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. But Mass Chef wasn't able to make it today because he is getting ready for a big doubleheader tomorrow. So we're going to have URL racing, and then we're going to have URS racing. And the leaderboard has been updated. That is, something I think people might have noticed. The leaderboard has been updated. And so we have some
audience. Did anybody notice the change in leaderboard? Put it in the comments. Sorry, go ahead.
And well, the people who are on top really cared. So it's going to be interesting. Mass Chef is doing it all. I'm not going to be around, unfortunately. So it's been kind of crazy. But Mass Chef wasn't there last weekend, so I had to do the show myself. And if you've seen the show last week, you'll know that he does a much better job.
All right.
But we're excited about partnering up with Upland again and working through the season. And we love to see the community racing. And people, we had people pinging us about the leaderboard and racing and what was happening with it and everything. I mean,
so what happened to the leaderboard? Yes. That's what I want to hear. I want the juicy.
There's nothing unusual that happened with the leaderboard. Just at the end of every season, we obviously do our due diligence, like we do with anything. And if there's anything that pops up unusual on the leaderboard, if there's any exploits that have come up, it's like track and field. You get removed. So there was a few players that had to be removed and adjusted the final leaderboard listing. Nothing super huge, but did adjust the listing, I think, for a few spots there on the championship series.
So no, but as a gamer, this is important to me because exploits are very common. Like that is anytime there's a new feature, a new anything, it's always exploits. One of the trickiest things that I've seen, especially with any sort of blockchain game or blockchain project, blockchain locks a lot of that. Now, the racing being kind of that layer 2 on top of it. So it's not like the races aren't on the blockchain, right? Like, correct? They're not tracked on the blockchain. They're tracked externally.
I don't know the technical side of how any of that works.
Oh, okay. Well, so, I mean, they can tell us in the audience because it's on the blockchain. I don't believe it's on the blockchain, though. So when you have something like that, if there's an exploit, so now my immediate question is, did you just run the number? Did you actually find the exploit? Do you know what the exploit is?
Oh yeah, we 100% do. I mean, this is the purpose. Keep in mind these 2 seasons are in beta, so this is our beta series, and this is exactly the purpose of a beta, to see what tweaks we need to make those tweaks, to see what. I mean, whenever you let something out into the wild, I'm a huge fan of speedrunners, for instance, and speedrunners literally try to break the game, and it's fascinating to see how they do it. But this is the purpose of beta. This season's in beta, and as we go forward, what are we 3 months away before the start of the first official racing season, official. So,
yeah, and I think that if we look at like the first time Upland did a racing event, a community racing event, we did some experimenting and some, there were some problems with the leaderboard and so forth, and little by little, each iteration, just like racing in general in Upland, each iteration has been getting better and better. And I don't know if you guys have been watching, but racing has become extremely competitive in Upland.
Yeah,
no, I can't even race anymore.
So but I mean, to that degree, like Boulder brings up a good point, because racing is becoming extremely competitive. People are taking it very seriously. People are investing some serious time and effort into learning it. So with the adjustments, is that something that's set ahead of time? Like, was it like, hey, just so you know, we're going to look at, is it common sense? Absolutely. Like, sure, if you exploit the system, but if it's not pretty explicit, because I don't know, outside of having a bot do your racing, if they found an exploit,
if they found exploit is the wrong word. If they
found a way to game the system. There's been plenty of Upland events that have been gamed, sure, and the people who gamed them took the prize straight out.
Sure. So
there are a lot of really smart people in Upland.
That includes the Genesis property, by the way, which I know is prior to you. But the original winner of the Genesis property was an exploiter who exploited
click on the pinata.
The pinata.
Oh, really? Wow.
The pinata game, yes. So they used a screen clicker and destroyed all the scores, and that was the way that they got entered in and won off of a very obvious hack.
Wow.
And ended up winning the Genesis property. You're luckily a kind custodian talked them into.
I mean, yeah, I think that's why racing is in beta to we didn't know how it would go. First season, we made some changes in second season, just to kind of how the mechanics work. And then now we're really taking a look at, and we've got a few months before the official season comes in that we'll be able to make further adjustments. To answer Boulder Magic's question, it was nothing. It was reviewed after everything was closed off. So it was nothing that changed during the season.
No, yeah,
okay.
And there has been multiple, pretty much during every season, this has been kind of the standard practice. And I think that you can just continue to understand that the standard practice is all all standings will be reviewed at the end of the season. So you should always just compete.
Yeah. I know you got just a few minutes left, but this is a good question that I did forget about. Property snipes, they do it so quick as soon as it's posted. Is there anything Upland can do about these snipes?
Yeah, it's something that's constantly looked into just because of the amount of feedback that we get on it. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. We've put up, I think there's 2 warnings now when you put a property up for sale to try to avoid it. So we're looking at ways on the user side is probably the easiest way to handle it. If there's anything else that we can do there, but everybody, I mean, make sure when you're listing a property for sale that don't just click through the warnings or the okays. Make sure to be careful. And I totally get how it's done. I could see myself doing something like that for sure. But yeah,
just do a 45-second cooldown on what? Like from the time I posted to the time it can be bought? Look, here's the thing is, if you mispost it, the only reason you know that you misposted it is because it got sniped. you wouldn't have known that you had misposted. No one posted and then goes, oh man, I mean, maybe you do. But here's the thing is, even if there's not snipers, there's people that have web crawlers that'll ping that. Even before there was like fully automated snipers, those things are getting snatched up quick, especially with the number of players that are running active things. You're never going to be able to stop that. So anybody who's complaining about sniper still, they're never going to really fix that because it does create a lot of noise, but this is people doing the incorrect thing. All it is somebody automatically buying it. It's not doing something that somebody couldn't normally do. I don't know. I think if you're complaining about buying sniper bots, like,
I would say it's something that obviously we're always looking to improve. But yeah, we've put. I mean, the solutions will probably come on the user side. Additional warnings. I don't know. We don't want too much friction. It'd be annoying.
No, you don't want to put. Right. What are your solutions? Like again, like a cooldown. The cooldown on what from the time I post it to the time it can get bought. That sounds unnecessary and kind of frustrating. Like, just let me put it up. I mean. It's an interesting idea. Like you could have like an almost, if I was Upland, I would do it and just not say it was there. I would just like low key ninja, put like a 45-second like delay from the time somebody posts it to the time that it gets there. Almost like a buyer's remorse or seller's remorse. Like,
but isn't there a 3-minute kind of delay between it being posted on the API and getting to the blockchain?
Yeah, that's what I don't know. Like if I click for sale.
All right, before we go further into that, X1 does have to go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wait, before I go, can I ask you guys what has been your favorite? You asked me what's my favorite memory of last year. What's been your favorite memory?
I got to go with Bermuda because you had me. I've been like, I watched everybody freak out for all the other years, and I was like, Dizzy's blowing up the phone. He's like ready to throw his whole Upland account away. So Bermuda got me, but I was like, there's still gonna be something. I'm like, I didn't believe, but I was still gonna follow the trail till I was proved wrong. So yeah, Bermuda was my favorite one.
I like anytime we get any really, like the really important Upland team member, like Dirk, Edon.
I think Too Stupid reached out to Dirk, and Dirk was like, I don't want to go there. Can you do this? And I was like, I'll do it. I'll take one for the team. Here I am. So
yeah, somehow they got nominated for broadcast again.
Yeah, hey, congrats. That's every year, right?
Gonna get it. They're not getting it. You're like, no.
Just go on there. We'll give it to someone else.
Yes.
You're going to be, what is it? The Emmy Daytime
Lifetime Achievement Award for
No, the one that was always nominated for 19 years and never won.
Oh, I like the Leo, the Leo one. We just need to get our Revenant equivalent. I'm gonna go sit out in the snow next year until I almost die to get
equivalent. Get mauled by a bear.
Yeah, I gotta get this cat to attack me, and then maybe we'll win.
No, congrats though, you guys. I mean, definitely OGs here. You were the first podcast that I listened to when I came, so well done. Congratulations again.
Hey, well, congrats to you for surviving Upland so long. They churned through. They were churning through them pretty quick. So
I love it. I love being here. It's the community team is awesome. So it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
And then if you're a gamer, don't forget to check out X1's podcast too that he does on his own. Well, with his friends. He does a podcast too. Yeah.
I do one as well. Yeah. Hey, who doesn't? Everybody does a podcast.
Everybody does a podcast.
It's about Xbox games.
It is about the Xbox, hence the X1 the gamer. So
super cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Can't wait to see you in Vegas.
Yeah, see you in Vegas.
I'm so sad I'm not going.
Yeah, you should.
Me too. See you guys. Have a good one, everyone.
All right. Thanks, X1.
It was just so painful to hear you guys talking about it. And then all the cool stuff that's happening this year, complete FOMO.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, how are you going to run URL and miss RL go-kart racing? Come on.
And like the day they were posting it, X1 sends me a clip of it. He's like, "Oh, you got to go." Matt Chef and I are like, you suck.
No, you guys suck. It's the same time every year. So it's the same time every year.
Yeah,
I got conferences and a family vacation. So IRL.
That's something that you planned. So unless you planned this trip 5 years ago, there's no excuse.
It's not something I planned. Anyway, moving on.
Okay,
all right.
That's fair.
To the Upland Racing League.
Stop giving you too much stuff.
Thank you.
Hey,
I already feel horrible about all this.
Okay, fine. We'll give you a pass for now.
All right. So here goes our lovely leaderboard.
Look at all these kicker.
Yeah. And we have, all of our great sponsors. Just got to thank all our great sponsors, including that UpX podcast one there. I don't know how they got there.
Oh, man. Those guys will pay to put their name on anything.
Absolutely.
No, seriously. You got something we can put our name on? We will pay you.
But, yes, SC Kicker. Holy cow.
Yes.
I mean, he was one of the first to race in URL, right? He was way back in the day and took a vacation because the timing wasn't working out. He's like, hey, I can race again. And so now they come in as a team because racing in Upland has been moving towards a team event. And so they come in with the High Park Ninjas as a team, SC Kicker, KO Ninja, and SC Kicker out of the blue. Not only did he take the top spot, he also had the fastest fastest race during his qualifying. He got the record for the track. We raced in the URL HQ loop. Finally, we have a URL track, so yay. And so that was great. But yeah, and Amwaga, coming in second, which is great. I mean, Matsuda in third. Obviously, don't count them out. They know how to win. TB with Castle Elite Racing kind of coming in there and, taking fourth. KO Ninja fifth. Sam Mahoney. So Mahoney Motors is still up there. And then, and if you look at the
major
group,
fall off. I mean, that Matsuda and Sam Mahoney dominated. Like unequivocally dominated last season. First and second in like 90% of the races.
Oh, yeah.
So about 90%, but yeah, a lot.
Is it a new? Oh yeah, no. It was. I think of how many races were there? 10.
There were 8, and they took 7 of the 8.
Yeah,
as a team.
Okay. 9. It was.
As a team.
It was unbelievably dominant.
Yeah, so they are a dominant force.
Is this a new format?
No.
Track. Like, what is it that you think allowed SC
competition?
Kicker? Really?
So one of the things, again, is that it is getting a lot more competitive. You do have the ability to be able to work as a team. The tracks with the fast things, the skidding, and, you have to time your turns really well. So there is actually a lot more nuance to racing in Upland now. And it's not just, press go and see if you win.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's just kind of surprising, like, to see them fall. And I mean, because here's the thing. Like,
yeah, but watch this week what happens. I mean,
we'll see.
They don't like to be that far down.
No, that's what I was like, dang, like, and because here's the thing, the Mewagawa Z, whatever.
Mwaga Mizzy.
Mewega Dizzy, what?
Mwaga.
Yeah. Mwaga is a new name for me, obviously.
He was there last year.
Was he?
He was there for SEC. Yeah,
last season though. Like,
he was there last season, and he's also been racing in the URS, the Upland Racing season.
Oh, okay. Well, like, I'm just wondering, like, where are they being? Like, they finally figure out how to beat him? I'm very curious. This is a very unusual. Like, was it just a one race fluke? I guess this is gonna be an interesting season. I'm glad it didn't start. I'll be honest. I was expecting to just see Matsuda R and San Mahoney 1 and 2. Like,
they might be letting it get a little more interesting and get more people excited about racing. Who knows?
Well, and that was kind of my point of, like, because the reality was it wasn't fun anymore. Like, it wasn't fun for me as a spectator in the sense of, like, by the end of the season, it was just like, okay, like, third and fourth was interesting, but first and second wasn't. And my question to you as a sports organizer, like, and I guess in general, like, because you got to have, you got to have a counterpart, right? Like, and I don't know sports ball well, so I don't know. You have to have who opposed Kobe and LeBron? Were they at the same time? One of them's dead.
Yeah.
So, but like, you know, you need like the counterbalance, right?
Well, and that is one of the things, and what we're seeing, and you, like I said, you're starting to see more teams because Mahoney demonstrated that team racing is a thing in Upland, right? They get to the final 6, you know. So the way we do the races is the top 3 qualify in each qualifying heat, and then the top 6 race. And as a team, we have seen them do brake checking, we have seen them do blockouts. And so we are seeing more teams now trying to do some of the same things of getting their 2 drivers into the final 6 and then using those 2 drivers to try to support each other.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm glad. And you know what? That's SC Kicker, KO Ninja. Those are my boys. So I like to see them doing well.
Yeah. And so we got to talk a little bit about the race tomorrow, Twin Lakes race.
Yeah.
16 turns. It's going to be a fun one. I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot going on with it. So we're looking forward to that race.
Yeah, there's some, like, I mean, I was going to say there's some hair, like 310, but hell, even 11 and 16 are sharp.
And a lot of times it's these little S curves that get people stuck in the 12, 13, 14. Because they don't look like there's going to be a big deal, but then they can. That's where you'll see people skid out.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So people, and do you think it's more that like they're mentally prepared? Like you look at a map like this, and you're like, all right, turn 10, like that's like a big, like turn 3, that fishbone, like we got to really. But then you know they kind of like 13, 14, 12, 13, 14. Like why are you even marking these? Like these look like pixel glitches. Like,
yeah, exactly. But that's actually, those are the little areas, you know, chicane. By the way, I don't know has Mass Chef told you guys about chicane shots?
No.
All right. So you have to go when in Genesis week, we want people to do chicane shots and post it to the URL Twitter page or X page.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did say something about that.
And he's giving away a car for people who post their chicane shots. And the URL does have a shot glass that you can buy off Impasta's store. So check it all out and everything. But anyway, we have that. So for tomorrow,
I think you need to send us. I think you need to send us some shot glasses so we can bring them. I think that's what you need to do. I think you need to arm. I think you need to arm the podcast with maybe like a dozen or so shot glasses. And we will personally see to it that they are used for illicit activity, and all of the photograph evidence is posted and tweeted.
All right.
Feel free to arm us if you want.
So here's your TB is going to be our starter for Heat 1. Heat 1 is brought to you by AnthologyPuzzles.com, which is funny because TB is the starter. Heat 2 brought to you by Uplandia and Wonder in 1976, who came in third last third? Was it third or second? So he almost got Rookie of the Year in the SEC series, being beat out by Sam Mahoney. So it's going to be fun to see Wonder and Sam Mahoney going at it because they kind of came into URL together. And so, but this one's brought to you by Uplandia and Heat 2. So we're looking forward to seeing what happens there. And we did have a bit of a shakeup. Originally, we were going to be racing in Mercer Park, but we're actually going to be racing in Twin Lakes tomorrow. And that is, as Rodrigo kind of pointed out, that is, and I don't know how to say her name, Belik Vetok. Someone might know. Right.
What are you trying to say?
Her name, it's Rodrigo posted it. Yeah, that. Thank you.
Oh,
I don't know how to say her name.
Belikovic
Talk. I'm sorry. I know I butchered your name. She's been amazing to work with. The community is awesome. And so we're excited to see them. You know, they were excited about joining. They got their track.
That does not help.
Yeah.
How does that make it easier? Oh,
That helps.
V-E-L-E-K-V-A-E-Talk, obviously. Thank you. Clear
So
it up.
Bless you.
I hope it's okay to just say V.
V, what up, V? All right.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. You see some of our gold sponsors, the Hyde Park Ninjas is sponsoring the race tomorrow. So thank you, Hyde Park Ninjas. Not only are they racing, but they're also sponsoring. They've been committed to URL racing from the beginning, just like you guys. So it's been great to have you guys aboard. And I think that is it for presentations. Yep.
All right. Oh, always.
Whew. I'm sure Mass Chef goes a lot more technical and gets into more stuff, but
Really, we just like his headset, honestly.
yeah, the announcer, and then someone says he reminds them of a truck driver.
Dude, he's got the persona, like, for
I'm a
sure.
pit crew guy.
Pit crew, like, through and through. Like, you're like, I want to get a cold beer and a warm steak with you, boy. There we go.
I haven't had a chance to hang out with him yet. It's been 3 years almost, and I haven't hung out with him yet.
Oh my God. See, Genesis week would have been the perfect time.
Yep. Yeah. One day.
Next year, start planning now.
Yeah,
block
it off.
Because I tell you, it's only going to get bigger and more insane.
It better be bigger and more insane next year, because I'm going to miss out already.
No, we'll make sure. And in fact, we're going to get some groundwork. I'm going to talk a little bit about, I don't want to make you jealous, I can't. Well, I will talk about it after you get off, because this is going to make you more depressed about all the cool stuff that I got coming for Genesis week. So
I like agency that he would have a steak with Mass Chef. Not only would you have a steak with him, you should have him prep the steak for you.
Oh, because he's a chef. Hence the name.
And he likes to grill.
Oh, all right. So Genesis week 2025, we're going to have a grill off.
Yeah.
We'll have the first Upland cooking competition.
Kind of like the pregame before the big URL race that you guys are sponsoring again.
We'll have a tailgating grill off at Genesis week 2025.
I think that's a good plan.
I like it.
I think that's a plan. We could get some portable grills or something.
I'm trying to, no, my brain's already like thinking of like taglines, because I want to make a pun of a bring a piece of meat and something to smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going on at this pregame. Yeah, you know.
It's Vegas, baby.
It's Vegas, baby. Bring the meat, bring the smokes. Let's go.
Smoke them. So, the smoking tires, right?
Smoking tires? What are you smoking? At the tailgate, we be smoking tires. We be smoking meat. We be smoking blunts. Let's go.
Oh, this can go so many directions.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
good to have you back on the show there, Dak.
Yeah, it just worked out that, because I got bumped from my flight, I was able to be on today, but Mass Chef will be back next week.
I'm in. Agency's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go, boy. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. Safe travels, my friend, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks. Take care, everyone.
All right. All right. What else do you got before?
Oh, yeah. We are running low. All right. So, couple updates. One, the submissions for Hackathon were due at 9 a.m. on Friday, not 9 p.m. on Friday.
That's what it said in the article.
Yeah, I realize that now after I got home from work, and Rodrigo's like, hey, man, you need some help with that? I'm like, oh, I'm just pulling it up now. Oh, it was due 12 hours ago. Shit. So, unfortunately, we will not be in the hackathon, which is fine. That's less stress for Genesis week. However, we are still launching Ninja Tycoon at Genesis week. Ninja Tycoon is still a go. it will be I assume it'll be the next expansion of Spark Tycoon, unless he does something else. I know. However, it doesn't matter. Everything stays the same, other than we won't get to present at Genesis Week, and I won't get $500 of my travel reimbursed by Upland. Everything else stands, which was really like one of the other hidden benefits, is because if you're a finalist, they pay $500 for your travel. Anyway, Ninja Tycoon, partnership between Spark Tycoon, Hyde Park Ninjas, and myself. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that come out over the next couple weeks. But I don't want to give an update on that. But big things coming for Ninja Tycoon. It's going to be the first expansion of the Tycoon universe, which is going to be super cool and a platform to be launching more games in the future. Now, that was only one thing. So I had this idea, and I wanted to run by the community and yourself. So as you know, the last 2 years, I've been kind of known to throw the best after parties. And by the best, I mean the most insane, it's what everyone's talking about the next day kind of after parties, right? And I suspect that streak will continue. We will be getting a suite at the Sahara, and debauchery will follow. The question is, and well, actually, here's what I was going to do. I was going to set up a live camera in the hotel room and just not tell anybody and just live stream the entire event. But then I was like, I'm pretty sure
bad idea.
However, I was thinking it might be fun. Maybe not all of the nights, but one of the nights, especially one of the more fun nights where we have a little bit of fun, maybe nothing too crazy, maybe not stream the after party, but I was thinking it might be fun to do like an UpX podcast live stream, live after show to maybe Friday night's events.
Maybe.
So live after show from the UpX podcast suite / it would be from the suite. We could play, I think last year we had like Cards Against Humanity. We could bring some like board games, some drinking games, some smoky games. And then actually like play and do like a live stream of the fun and interact. I don't know. Because here's the thing. It's a combination. It's more about, that's why I asked Cheese. If we don't want to live stream it, then that's fine.
Confidentially, causes apply.
Okay, cool. That answers the question. All right.
Ooh, if you sell the agency the Genesis prop for 1.2 million, he'll get a foot tattoo in Vegas.
You give me 1.2 million USD for it, you don't have to get the tattoo. Okay, it's an exclusive event. Okay. There it is. Sorry. I will still, and I have previous years. I think I had a trouble live streaming because the internet connection was so bad. So, but I will try. Last year I did some live streaming as well from the event. I will try to do some live streaming or capture some video. However, the most important thing to me about the after party is the people that are there. It is for the people that are there, by the people that are there. The live on Sunday was fun. Oh, yeah. That was fun. That was more PG-13. Anyway, so use ticket proceeds to buy snacks. You know we're going to have snacks up in that beast. Well, you know it's going to be snacks on snacks, and we're going to have lots of fun stuff. So Funyuns, yo Funyuns. we'll definitely do a pre-shop and have lots of fun snacks. So there it is. There will be an official after party. However, it will not be live streamed. You must be in person to accept the snacky snacks, but we will live stream in general. Did you see anyone else's eyes go dreamy on snack? That's facts. Yes. My life ruler bracelet was like, your heart rate just went up too much. What happened? Are you running? We told you not to do that.
Snacks.
We're talking about snacks. I'm a snack goblin. Hope I get an invite. If you are there and you are deemed, I guess I got to be careful because if you're a creeper, there's definitely some creepers and you just won't get an invite. You got to be cool. So if you don't get an invite, just know it's probably because you're a creeper. And sorry, we're not going to harsh our mellow for creepers. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus. All right. What else do you have?
I think there was something else I was going to announce about Genesis Week. Anyway, that's it for now. And we're over on time, so we don't need to do it. But start thinking of your bingo suggestions. I got like all the Uplander ones, and we're gonna have a couple. So there's gonna be some things related to the Tycoon Ninja and Spark Tycoon. There's gonna be some exclusive ones around that. I'm curious, do you guys want ones that are more social, things like someone who has the born in the same month as you, for instance?
No, all Upland related. All Upland related.
All Upland related, no personal related anything. What about things like someone who has recently sent to one of your properties?
Yeah, somebody could just open up the game and send to your property.
Well, that's the point, genius. That would definitely be the point. MetaVenture owner. I feel like there was a couple that you could do yourself or find somebody. Like someone who subscribes. And I was going to say you can use yourself for like one of them because there's some that's like a Spark Tycoon player, someone who subscribes to the podcast, someone with the same home address, city as you.
That would be tough.
Would it though? That's why I was like, I want them to be.
Oh, you mean in Upland? Same. Okay, I thought you meant in real.
No.
Okay,
someone with the same home address in the same city. And again, here's the thing: you have to find 25 people to fill this bingo card, and there's going to be some like obviously the middle space, which is now going to be just a yearly thing. You have to Genesis property owner. What? I don't know what you. Oh my gosh, that's so harsh. How do you share a home address?
Same city, Boulder.
Same city. You just hey, is your home address in San Francisco? So is mine. Here, sign my game card.
Yeah, we'll have a bunch of sheets to pass out and pens, and all you do is talk to other players and find out which ones they can sign. And the fun part is some of them you have to be strategic about because only a couple of people can sign that square.
So there's going to be harder ones and easier ones. So for instance, we usually have one for each level. Find somebody who's an Upland or a pro, a chief executive. On here, I also put like Upland team member. So you have to get an Upland team member to sign one of the squares. I was thinking ones that are going to be harder, like ultra rare collection owner, someone who owns a car, someone who owns an airport, a MetaVenture owner, somebody who has more than 12 BEs, somebody who has more than 3 badges, someone with less than 2 Spark. Someone who has bought a UGC map asset. So somebody who owns a Bermuda property owner. Someone who is at G Week for the first time, but you want all Upland stuff. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah.
Anyway, someone who traveled from outside the U.S. to get to G Week.
I like that.
Yeah. Get someone. Actually, it says get someone to visit your property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Someone who has a Genesis Week decor active.
But the season's not. Or
Well,
no, the season will be active. Never mind. Sorry.
It will be active. Yeah.
Yep, it will be.
How many can be so? And each player can only sign one place. So that's the hard part. Is a player can only fill in one of them for you. So they might be a chief executive who has a bunch of block explorers, who also is a MetaVenture owner, but you have to decide which one are you going to have them sign. So there you go. Make them tag Upland and the person they meet on X, something like that. Yeah. So there could be a social component for sure. So yeah, I like that. But we can sign into different cards. Yeah, so you can sign anybody. You can sign everybody's card once. So they'll walk around and they'll be like, oh, and then you'll know, like, oh, these are the ones I qualify for. Have fun being the regulator. No one regulates this, Poppy. Let's be very clear. This is no one's checking this for accuracy. If you just want to go and be like, oh, I don't really care that you're not a Spark Tycoon player, just sign it. If you just want to fake it, I don't give a shit. like that is on you and whatever. Like that's kind of lame. And if that's the kind of game you want to play, that's fine. But it's in the spirit of going and meeting people and discussing this. There you go.
And last year, everybody got a kick out of it. Everybody had a real good time. It got you talking. And then it was kind of funny as people figured out who the one or two people that could sign something. All of a sudden, like there was just beelines to those people that get that block sign. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll start to figure out, oh, hey, I might be one of the only people that fills in one of these. So for instance, that's why I always pick for me, I go Genesis property owner. You have to get that. It's square 13. It's right there where free space usually is. It was a perfect icebreaker. That's the idea too, right? It's not meant to be super competitive. Like this is meant to be fun. It's meant to be, hey, some of us are socially awkward gamers who don't interact with others very well. This is a great way for you to go up and talk to randos for no other reason. Now you have a reason. You can go bring your bingo card and be like, hey, which of these do you fill out? And you're going to learn something about them. KK, end the show. Goldsmith is going. Okay. All right, fine. Anyway, yeah. So you got to cover it all. I was going to ask you, which do you want? I had two potential ones. I had one that says someone who has been nominated multiple times for Broadcaster of the Year. There you go. Or someone with a shitty block explorer. Which I thought was just a funny topic in general. Be like, someone who has a shitty block explorer. Well, we know someone who has a shitty block explorer for sure. Just saying.
Yeah. I'll talk to you about some of them offline. I had some ideas. Some of them you did already throw out there, so that's glad we're on the same page there. But yeah.
We can we'll make it fun. But that's what's happening behind the scenes. Also, here you go. Look, I'll show you.
All right, Goldsmith show's on now. We gotta go.
Is it really? Hold on. Is he live?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, here, look. Man, the Ninja Tycoon map. Don't look. All secret. Oh, there you go. That's the roadmap for Ninja Tycoon. All right. Anyway, go ahead. Couple signatures. We'll talk about what you and anyway. All right. There you go.
All right. Till next week. Everybody have fun. Be safe.
156 people watching live. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the fun action here on the UpX podcast.
Till next week. See you in the metaverse.
The UpX podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host too stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.